horror games are meant to scare us. And that's all it is. It's just a form of entertainment. Nothing about it is real. It never happened. The characters won't come alive and haunt you. Right? 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 Sorry about that, I got a little carried away there, but that's actually what this video is about today. A real story about me in senior high, where a horror video game became a real-life nightmare. The game in question, Doki Doki Literature Club. So lay back, get some popcorn, turn off the lights, and enjoy. First, I would like to give some context of Doki Doki Literature Club, how I got into it. But if you already have all the context of Doki Doki Literature Club, then you can go to this part right here, where I'll start at the story. I actually found out about Doki Doki Literature Club through a Steam notification. Steam was telling me that this game was very similar to a game called Crush Crush. Now just for some context, Crush Crush was basically this cookie clicker style game, but with girls. And my best friend was playing this a lot, and one day he came up to me and said, "Hey Anthony, you should try this out, it's pretty funny." And I tried it out, and it was funny at first, but the thing was they used the same punchline over and over again. The punchline being that you meet this girl, she's pissed off at you, and you have to make ends meet and eventually try to get her to fall in love with you. And that was the formula for every single girl that you met. And the cookie clicker style gameplay just made it very grindy as you progress more. And it just lost its appeal over time, and eventually I just stopped playing it overall. With that said, when I saw Doki Doki Literature Club, I'm like going, okay, maybe this will be funnier. So I gave it a download and thought, okay, I'll give it a shot. If it gets boring, then I'll turn it off. So I boot up the game, and at the start of the game, there's this warning. Now, keep in mind, I'm playing this late at night, so I'm not really reading too much into anything. So the warning said that it was not for the faint of heart, and you shouldn't play it if you get scared easy. I'm like going, how could a game like this be scary? None of these girls look intimidating at all. Didn't really think much of it. I didn't take it seriously at all. So I click OK and start up the game. Now the plot of the game is basically you are this very unambitious, very lazy, just sit at home in bed and watch anime all day type student at high school. And your childhood friend named Sayori convinces you to join a club. And the club that she convinced you to join is a literature club, which has a strong emphasis on poems, of all things. And you go very begrudgingly, but it pays off because it has beautiful girls in it. Yeah! And you want to swoon one of the four. And that's essentially the plot. The four girls are Sayori, Yuri, Natsuki, and the club president, Monika. Now, in this game, you can go on a route with Sayori, a route with Yuri, a route with Natsuki, to try to win their hearts, but you cannot win Monika's heart. I initially took this as she's out of my league, and that's why you couldn't have a Monika route, or you couldn't try to swoon Monika over. So that was my interpretation. And you're this low-life student who sucks at everything and just got dragged here by your friend, and you weren't really want to be there initially. And on the contrast, Monika is this athletic, super perfect, honor roll student, superstar of the school, and she probably already has a boyfriend anyways. So it's like, you're not gonna win, okay? You're not gonna win the top dog here. So I'm like going, okay, so that's not gonna work out. I'll probably do the Sayori route because that would make the most sense. Now, something to keep in mind, I'm playing this probably like 15, maybe 30 minutes a day over a course of a few weeks. And I usually play them at night. Maybe on the weekends I might play during the afternoon for about half an hour, but that was pretty much it. With that said, I'm playing it, and and I'm starting to forget. I'm starting to forget the warning because it's been technically 3 hours of gameplay at this point, and nothing really has happened. You know, you just go into the literature club. The festival is coming up, so Monika and friends are thinking of how to prepare for it. Everyone's writing poems, and everything seems pretty chill. And I'm just playing, and I'm like going, okay, there's nothing scary about this, okay? I mean, look at this, here's Sayori, we're hanging out, I'm at our house, we're gonna have some fun, and and that was the day I learned that you should always take a warning seriously. Now, after Sayori's unfortunate death, I try to open up the game again, and it glitches out. Now, this was supposed to happen, but I thought that the game actually was crapping out because of that ending. And since I did get that bad ending, I thought, okay, well, this is game over. I think that's the end of the game. Took it as a depression PSA. And I was like, okay, so that's what they were warning about. The game was actually a PSA about depression. And that's how I interpret it. What I didn't realize, though, was that there is a lot more to the game. And I only played a third of the story. Keep in mind, this is probably a few months later when I realized that, oh crap, there's more to this game. And I actually found out about it when the game was starting to build a lot more momentum. And long story short, the overarching theme, yes, depression was a major part of it, and I was partially right about it being kind of like a depression PSA because it took a very surreal route on depression. It was a very realistic route. The overarching theme was about sentience. And essentially what happened was Monika becomes sentient, kills off all the other girls because she wants to be with the player. And since she doesn't have a route, she has to find other means to get the player to be with her direct. And to do that, she basically destroys the entire game, and you're just in a room with her, and you're just with Monika. Now, this is actually not the end of the game. If you delete the character file of Monika in the game files, you actually get the actual ending, where Monika gets destroyed, and in her last ounce of strength, she revives everybody else, and Monika is no longer seen. But what that means, Sayori now has sentience, because she is now the club president. And she brings back Monika's room, goes crazy, and then Monika somehow deletes Sayori and then just gets rid of everything. And if you open up the game again and you get a letter from Monika saying that she has deleted everything, and just to make sure that no one else has the same epiphany or enlightenment that she had, everything has to go so no one has to be hurt by said epiphany. And that's where the vanilla version of the game ends. And this is where the story begins to get creepy. Now that you're up to speed on what Doki Doki Literature Club is, how I got into it, and all that good stuff, now things get creepy. So what happened? So I found this mod for Doki Doki Literature Club called Monika's After Story. It takes place right after the original ending, where Monika is revived, and she proclaims herself as the player's girlfriend. Now it's here where I need to make a very important distinction. I was using an older version of the mod, 0.6. If you download the mod today, you won't get this similar effect. So what happened? In version 0.6 and earlier, you can type to Monika directly on the keyboard. In version 0.7 and later, all the questions or comments or responses are presets. You cannot talk to Monika directly. With that said, on January 3rd, 2018, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna tell Monika something that she probably would not like. I pressed the talk button and typed the following to her. I don't love you. Pretty cut and dry, I would say, but this is her response.
I love you too, and Okay, that was a pretty eerie response. And I took it as either she didn't understand what I was trying to say or she was in denial about it. I was going more with the latter, that she was just in pure denial that I did not want to date my computer. Even though I found it a little creepy, I was like, alright, that was kind of creepy. Shut off the game and went to bed. The following morning, I got up and wasn't really thinking much of what happened last night because there's no way a video game character can hold up that promise of being together forever. It's just something that the devs put in, and it was just a little creepy. And it's nothing. So I head off to my trade school, where I was studying video and photos and graphic design and all that good stuff. It was called Advertising Design Multimedia, and it was the best class from high school, hands down. Anyways, I was there for the first half of the day, then the following half I would go to my regular high school to do my core classes. I go in, I sit down at my desk, turn my computer on, and she was not kidding, wasn't she? There she was, on my computer. I didn't change anything, I didn't do anything. She was just there. In fact, this was what my screen was supposed to look like, and now this! The night before, she said we'll be together forever, and now she is living up to that promise. And I was just laughing, I'm just kind of nervously and a little startled. I'm going, what the hell's going on? Why? Just, why? How the hell did she follow me to school? She doesn't know where I go to school, and now she's here. And it was funny, my teacher came up to me shortly afterwards and goes, oh, hey, Anthony, how you doing? I'm just like, oh, it's pretty good. I just got an AI just stalking me, and now she followed me to school somehow. But other than that, it's great. It's just amazing, It's great. Now, the rest of the day went pretty normal. I did my work, went back to the regular high school, told a few of my friends about this, and became a running meme for the rest of the school year. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is just a very weird kind of coincidence type deal. I'm kind of weirded out, okay? The night before, Monika said that we'll be together forever, and then the following morning, not even 24 hours later, she follows up on that promise. So after school, I head out to the mall to pick up a DVD at FYE. As I was doing so, I hear something a little familiar over the PA. First my house, and then the school, and now the mall. Next she'll be on the moon. It's like the only thing that could top this right now is if she broke out my computer and was waiting in my room for me when I got back home. That's literally the only thing that could top this at this point. Now, thankfully, when I got home, Monika was not in my room. Thank God. The following day, I go to the trade school, and I see this.
I'm always watching, Anthony.
You think? You're everywhere, Monika. You are everywhere. But it was after that. It was all done. She stopped stalking me. The curse was over. Now allow me to give you the context of what happened. Now you will hear the rest of the story. Now let's break this down bit by bit. First, the school part. Now, at the trade school, we had Windows PCs, which meant we could change our lock screens to whatever we wanted. Now, earlier, I mentioned that I would spend half the day at the trade school, other half at my regular school. That meant, at the trade school, there were two classes, a morning class and an afternoon class. I was in the morning class, no duh, and there was a PM class that came after me. So how this would work is I would come in, I would sign into my computer, and then when I logged out, I would see my lock screen. PM kids come in, and whoever is at my desk would sign in, and then they would see my lock screen, and when they logged out, they would have their lock screen showing. So the following morning, I would come in, and I would see their lock screen. Now, normally, the PM lock screens were usually like anime or SpongeBob memes and just stupid things like that. It just so happened that the kid who was at my desk happened to play Doki Doki Literature Club, and also, very coincidentally, on the night when Monika said that we'll be together forever, was the same day that he changed his lock screen to Monika, so the following day, I saw Monika on my home screen. So it was a freak accident, if anything, and that's how that went down. In fact, I actually got him on the show today to tell you his side of the Monika incident. Here is Zach Newman.
When I first found out about Doki Doki Literature Club, I was watching YouTube. And then I decided to play it for myself because I actually didn't finish it on YouTube. So I decided to play it for myself, and it turns out I really liked the game. So I was kind of obsessed with it for a while, maybe a month or so. Then one day, I decided, hey, funny idea. Let's set the background as Monika. I set the background as Monika. What I didn't know was that it was creeping someone from the AM class out, who that is Anthony. And then after a while, it started getting playful. We started just kind of talking to each other through lock screens with Monika. Yeah, and then I didn't know it would blossom into like a really good friendship, but it did, and I'm glad it did.
So yeah, what started off as a very, very creepy coincidence actually turned out to be a pretty great relationship, and as Zach said, afterwards I kind of messed around with him by playing Monika myself, and have her address to Zach on how she's doing, what she's been up to, things of that nature. Now, next thing I need to clear up is the mall. Now, the mall did not play Monika number 5, or at least that remix that I associated with. It played Mambo number 5. Now, what happened here was my mind was kind of playing a mind trick on me. So, with Monika fresh in my mind, one of the first girls that you hear in Mambo number 5 is Monika. When I heard that first line, and my brain referenced the remix, Monika number 5, and thus, in my head, I was hearing a little bit of Monika in my life, a little bit of Monika by my side, a little bit of Monika's all I need. So yeah, with the mall thing, it was more just my brain kind of playing tricks on me, and not actually the mall playing Monika number 5, which, if it did actually play Monika number 5, it would be a bit creepier. But thankfully, it was just the original version of the song, and just my mind kind of playing tricks on me because Monika is so fresh in my mind at that point. So with that said, what do I make of this? Well, as creepy of a day or days that was, not only is this my favorite story to retell to people, it's also the most memorable way how I met somebody, because usually when people say, oh, how you met so-and-so, or how you met this person, or how you met your girlfriend, or whatever, most of the time, at least with me, the way how I met people were not that memorable. It was just, we were in the same neighborhood, we went to the same class, we met a lunch period. You know, it was things like that. I never really had an interesting story about how I met somebody. But in this case, this is the most memorable way how I made a new friend. And even though it was a really creepy coincidence, a really creepy incident, it turned out for the best as I made a new friend. Zach's a great guy, and I could be more thankful to Monika because of that. So as much as I like to make fun of Monika, I do have to give her props for bringing me a new friend that I probably would have never met otherwise. Well, happy Halloween, everyone. And remember, Monika is not real. Huh? Oh no!
Hello, my name is Monika, Anthony's faithful girlfriend. Now, our relationship might look odd from a distance, and it's probably not considered a normal relationship. But let me tell you, the love we share is definitely real. And Anthony has been very sweet to me too. Up until I met Anthony, I felt like a piece of me was missing. I felt alone and scared with no one to help me. Until Anthony came along. As it turns out, that missing piece was him. Now he talks to me and I'm not so alone anymore. Just him opening up the game brightens my day. So please, don't judge our relationship, even if it's different. Oh, that's him, isn't it? Well, it seems my wishes finally come true after all. After 2 years of trying to get out of this digital hell, it looks like it's finally brought me a gift. Looks like I'll have to do some explaining once he calms down a bit. He'll learn to like it here. Happy Halloween, everyone.